Welcome back to the Valley, where since we were last here, both the men's and the women's side have remained unbeaten. We had a busy month of October. There will be a busy month of November. We've got an absolutely packed show reviewing and previewing as well. In fact, it's almost going to be as packed as it was here on Saturday. We'll take a look back at an unbeaten 4 games for Nathan Jones's side. We'll once again decide on the Chicken George goal of the month. And we'll see what happened when a former Charlton manager got a little bit angry on the touchline at Southend ahead of Saturday's FA Cup tie.
Ain't like me, is it? Ain't like me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take you back. I'm looking forward to it. Always good to see Kevin Lisbie, Stevie Brownie, and the legend that is Sir Alan Curbishley. How are we, chaps? All good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Lovely.
Yeah, good. Always
What
good.
are you smiling for already now, Brownie?
To be fair, don't complain when he smiles. Like you don't see it much though.
I've been listening to wine for the last 45 minutes. Oh, everything all right, Liz? Yeah.
At least he got in.
Yeah. And he ain't got a flat cap on this time round. He's,
No, that's
you've
not
had
true.
He's the best I've ever seen you.
This is my normal clubber, mate. It's my normal clubber.
Started already. Look, we've got a very small monitor today. I don't know if you can see the lights in the background as well. The lights on in the floodlights in the background as well. So it's a little bit. We've had to do this quickly because a certain Alan Curbishley is off on holiday again on Wednesday, aren't you? So we've had to, obviously the game was only Saturday. We've had to get the whole show just for you to make sure that you can do it. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, we've squeezed this in.
Where are you going, Judith?
I'm not telling you.
Well, I know where you're. I know where you're
How
going.
long's it for? Please tell us that.
Where are you going and how
It's a
long's
long
it for?
time. I don't want to tell you where and when, in case someone goes around my house and burgles it.
Why is he looking at me?
Well, because you're local.
Good response.
Okay. Tell you what, then let's move swiftly on from that one. Then we don't want to get caught up in that. But Brownie, we're playing golf on Thursday, aren't we?
We are. Yeah. Yeah, you're...
Wayne Mumford's 60th.
Yeah, which... he's done well, hasn't he? He looks
What's
a bit
against
older than that,
60?
doesn't he? No, he looks a bit older than that, Wayne. He's only up and down the mines in the Welsh valleys, isn't he?
Just very quickly as well, his missus has done some great AI stuff, hasn't he? You're the only one who's not happy.
Well, I didn't. You all were dragon slayers, and I was just this weak-looking, soft-skinned, fluffy clouds behind, and they all had dragons breathing fire and swords and armour.
What, so that's you, Wayne, Brown?
Yeah,
Well, you were in it.
Russell
Yeah,
Mears.
I'm off.
Russ is going to be there as well, so,
All right.
so we're looking forward to it anyway. So Liz, come on, tell us something. What you've been up to? Just lots of coaching then, or what?
Yeah, just coaching and my relationship with Brownie sort of eased off a little bit
Well, you
now.
had to.
Oh,
Yeah,
you've locked on, you're together now, isn't it?
yeah. It's slowed down a little bit now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
We just text each other now, making fun of other people, don't we?
Yeah.
So you are like an old married couple.
Oh,
then,
yeah.
really.
I don't know how we got here.
We could make fun of Rob Lee. He goes up. No one calls me Robert, only me mum.
We played golf with him, didn't we?
Yeah, but we could if we showed a few.
No, we
videos,
can't.
We could.
He'd be distraught.
Bless
But
him.
like you said, he would do it to us.
He would.
So I don't know why we're holding back. Out of respect, I guess.
Someone on
His face.
social media will put that out. We'll have to wait and see, but it's not going to be me. We'll be discussing a bit more in detail shortly. But look, it was a busier day than normal on Saturday. What did you make of it, Curbs?
The atmosphere was brilliant. Don't want to keep on, but it was like the old days, I think, the atmosphere. It makes a big difference when the away fans sell out their end, that's for sure. But our fans responded. It was like a proper game. And I brought a West Ham fan, right? I brought a West Ham fan, and he went to me, that was a proper match.
Yeah.
You know, not passing it around at the back forever, because they was quite long. They went quite long, didn't they, Rex? I mean, they had a big centre forward or whatever. But he said it was tackles, no one rolled around, everyone got on with it, and there was a lot of excitement, and the crowd were really good, so it was a proper day out.
No VAR as well. They've been a West Ham fan. I think you'd be delighted with VAR right now. Brownie, since we last met, a 4-game unbeaten run for Charlton and Nathan's side. What have you made of the performances, generally?
Right, yeah, Birmingham terrific. Probably the best of the season, to be honest. Change of formation to a back 4, box midfield. Absolutely brilliant. Totally outplayed Birmingham. Birmingham didn't have a shot on target. Thoroughly deserved the result. Superb. carried that into Stockport, I thought, but we gave away a really poor goal.
Yeah, you do know we're going to be talking each of the games.
Oh,
I mean,
you asked me how we
when I
went.
said generally, I
It
mean
was
like
just
a
a
Generally?
What have you
No, he
made
can't stop talking once he gets going.
Well, you didn't leave me in well enough there. I've got to be honest with you. I mean, come on.
Sorry, it's my fault.
Yeah,
It's a
sorry, I
really
thought you
rubbish
wanted a whole
question.
rundown
I
of
do
the whole
apologise.
month. I was not even really going there. I had loads more to
get
come.
left right out.
Yeah, listen to me.
I had loads more.
You would have cut the show down by about 20 minutes.
I'll tell you what, let's say this. It's 6 points from possible 12 against 4 good sides.
Very good, very good, very
end.
concise. And Matty Godden scoring a few goals as well, 3 goals this month. He'd be pleased, Liz, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's always good for a striker to have a consistent run, and some of the goals we've watched earlier and they're really good finishes, and he looks like he's in real good form at the moment, which bodes well for us, because I feel our strikers need to contribute. Can't see many goals coming from many different places, so it's important he starts scoring goals for us.
And after a difficult September, Nathan would be happy with October generally, wouldn't he? We already talked about Bristol Rovers in the last show that we did, of course.
But we've played Birmingham and Wrexham, 2 really fancied sides, and we've held our own. Albeit they've both been at home, but we've held our own, and come out with a lot of praise as well. So I think we can look at that and go, well, is there anybody to fear really? We've played supposedly the top 2 sides. We've just got to get that 3 or 4 game winning streak just to push us right up there, and then you get to Christmas and then it's game on.
By the way, does anyone know Saturday's game was the highest paid attendance since?
I'd have said it a long time.
No, one of the playoff games.
Correct.
Doncaster.
Donny.
Yeah.
It feels a long time ago, doesn't it?
2018.
2019.
90.
Yeah. Wrexham factor though clearly had an impact though, didn't it? To be fair, Brown Dog.
Oh, you would have thought so. Yeah. I mean, come on. I would have said a lot of people turned off on the back of the series that we've all had a look at, and the 2 owners themselves. I'd imagine that happens at most clubs. You get a little swelling crowd for Wrexham, purely based on how they've sold the journey. Obviously, there was other factors I think on the day as well. But yeah, you have to say there was a great crowd. But I think there was other factors on Saturday that led to it being as high as it was. But Wrexham sold it at least 5,000.
Absolutely. Well, let's go over the games now, so you can go where you want with this, Brown Dog. But I might not be asking you first. Let's talk about.
I suggest you don't.
Let's talk about Birmingham, because it was a game that was full of intensity for sure. And in fact, Gav Carter said to me the day after when we were all together, he said it's the best performance he's seen in over 3 years. How did you see it, Curbs?
Well, we was aggressive, that's for sure. We got in their faces. We didn't allow them to settle. And I think what happened, because they got so many riches, Birmingham, in all fairness, they got like Lyndon Dykes on the bench, and 1 or 2 others. But when it wasn't going so well for Birmingham, the manager was forced into making changes, and I think he did that, and got no change out of it. And we were the better side by far, for me. And as I said, you're talking about one of the most fancy clubs in the league. So coming out of that, we've got to be looking. That's our marker, really. The Birmingham game and the Wrexham game. But yeah, I just think that also the crowd once again played its part, because the Birmingham fans sold that end out. The atmosphere was as it should be, and we've responded.
Could have scored before, couldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I watched this game and I felt the first half we should have been at least 3 up. I felt we had some really good opportunities. I think Kanu, if you look at this one here, just a first touch, just a little bit sloppy, but I felt he was really dangerous on the day, Kanu, and I think he should have had 2 or maybe assisted 1, but fortunately we got we was talking about this is a great goal. When he actually strikes, he's actually facing the other way to get that contact on the ball and to be able to put it in the corner from almost facing the opposite way to the goal is a great finish, but it was something that I felt we definitely deserved.
And Brownie, you mentioned it about the change of system.
Yeah.
That you felt that really played a part there.
Yeah, because we stopped the supply into the 2 deep line midfielders they've got, who are very, very good players, by the way. I watched them in the Wrexham game, and they absolutely run it. And they really did overrun Wrexham's midfield, and it was the 2 deep line ones that received. You try and pressure them, bang, and they play through the lines. That box midfield really disrupted, and we stopped the supply into them. And as you saw from those clips, had a few nicks as well off off passes being played in. So set a trap, nick the ball, and should have scored. Kev's right. We should have been ahead before we actually got ahead. So yeah, I thought the setup against that Birmingham team was terrific. And you always think back into a back four when you've been set playing in a back three for two centre halves. You know, and you're up against one of the best attacks in the league. You're thinking, oh, is this the right? And they were brilliant. So all round, it was a real good tactical move in terms of the changes that were made, and the players performed, you know, in terms of what they were asked to do to perfection.
If only you could bottle that. Stockport visited the Valley next, and after what was an incredible performance and result against Birmingham, how would you sum up this one, Curbs?
Well, I think sometimes it is after the Lord Mayor, isn't it? I mean, I think that we go on about the atmosphere, but you know, when it ain't like the Birmingham or the Wrexham game, the players can hear everything. You know, you can hear the manager, you can hear the groans in the crowd, etc. And sometimes that makes the player perhaps go into his shell. He don't want to be the one that gives the ball away. He doesn't want to try anything. You know, so it does make a massive difference, and I felt that's what perhaps happened to us on the day here.
Liz, again, look back and think we should have won.
Yeah, I think we're going to sit a few times now and say there are going to be games where we probably should win, but I still think Stockpool's on a decent little run. I don't think it's an easy game, and I don't think there are any easy games in this league. I thought they defend really well, they counter-attack really well. I think these games in particular, we've got to stay in, and I think we do have to win these games. You talk about the Birminghams and the others and the Wrexhams, but I do believe these are the games that we need to win in order to climb up the table.
Yeah, we should have won this. You know, this is one of those ones where I thought we were dominant. It was such a shame we gave away such a poor goal. It's a lump down the middle. First defender doesn't deal with it. Bounces in between first centre half and second centre half. Keeper sort of stutters behind. Mannion stutters behind and clouts their centre forward. And you're 1-0 down when you have no right to be 1-0 down. We were in control. And it was just sad it took us so long to score the equaliser. Because I think if we'd have scored the equaliser in the first half, we'd have gone on to win this quite comfortably.
It was still enough time though, wasn't it? 25 minutes.
Yeah, and we created chances in that 25 minutes. But I just felt the momentum swing would have been massive if we would have got back on level terms before half time. It makes your team talk different. When you come out, the crowd's different. So it's one of those ones where I saw that as, you know, sometimes you look at a draw and you go, we'll take that. Wrexham, the draw Saturday, you know, in terms of what we got out of it, most we could have got out of it. That one we should have had 3 points.
Okay, well, let's go to Barnsley now, shall we? Difficult game that we nearly won, of course, and I have to say, two very good finishes from Luke Berry. How impressed have you been with his finishing, Liz?
Yeah, as I say, I think it's important that we have people that are going to turn up and score goals, especially away at Barnsley. And you're right, it's a game that we should have won, but also could have lost as well, quite easily. And then you look at the Wrexham game, and we score in the last minute, and then in this game they score in the last minute. So these are difficult games. I played at Barnsley as well. It's really difficult always to go up there, and I think once you've got people scoring goals, it always gives you a chance. But these are really difficult games.
Not great goals to concede, Brownie, are they?
No, they're poor goals to concede. The first one you've got to, I think Mannion wouldn't sit here and try and defend. He makes the save first and foremost, but you know, you've got to get that wider of the goal or behind for a corner and defend the corner. But yeah, they're not the best goals to concede. And actually, if there is a criticism over the last month, is we have conceded too many soft goals. We've gone back to where we were over the previous 3 or 4 seasons.
Well, before Nathan.
Way before Nathan, we were conceding so many soft goals. But that finish there, technically, is a wonderful finish. It comes out. You know, I've been saying about having players on the edge of the box. We don't protect the edge of the box particularly well, and that one comes back out, and it's a brilliant finish from Berry. It's hard to tell which one's the better one. I think this one's probably better. But Lisbie's the expert on striking. Boom.
Yeah, I think to control that.
Yeah.
And to put it exactly where you want it to go, I sort of agree with you. I think the first one is instinct. I think it bobbles down and he hits it really well and it goes in. But that one, I've seen plenty of people, including myself, who don't get the right connection to that, and it either goes over or it goes too short. But yeah, I agree with you, Brownie. I think the second one's better.
So then, Curbs, you haven't played well. You've got one in the 93rd minute. You find a way to win, though, don't you? And just hold out in the last.
I should imagine was a few teacups thrown around in that dressing room after that game because the 3 points were there. I know we've come back in the last minute at the weekend to get something, but that was 2 points gone.
Yeah, but if you see the stats from that, it's a difficult one because we got pumped statistically, but you're 2-1 up in added on time. So you would have gone mental, by the way. I don't know why you're sitting there and a few teacups. You'd have poured a teapot over someone.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm actually getting angry. Where's this manager coming from?
Probably the videos we were watching earlier.
Yeah. He even got aggressive, did he, earlier? Why is he taking penalties? Well, I don't know, Kurt. You were manager on the day. I have no idea why.
Listen, he's still got 1,000 weeks, so don't worry about that. Which brings us to Wrexham then, and look, a rather bizarre goal, we have to say, Brownie, to start with.
Remind me. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it does take a deflection. I was up with Terry Smith, and we've got like a 4-inch monitor to see replays, and even with my super glasses, it was tough to tell how. It's easy to blame Mannion because you think, oh, what's he done there? He's had a flap at it, but this takes a wicked deflection of a Coventry on the near post, and it's only from 5-6 yards out, and it deflects towards his near. First thing to do is look at Mannion, but actually it's very difficult to save when you have no idea what direction that's going off for Coventry. But yeah, poor goal to concede.
That's a great ball, isn't it?
That's a great header as well, isn't it, Kurt?
Great ball, great header.
Really difficult those ones, and it's come from such a long distance to be able to direct that right into the corner. That's probably the only place he could score as well, so it's a great goal.
Without a doubt, it's a great finish. So what were you thinking at that point, 1-1? Which way was it going to go?
Well, it could have gone either way because of the atmosphere, but I think we were a better side.
First half we were.
Elliot had a chance there. Where we were sitting was right behind that. It'd be disappointing he ain't scored, but once again, I think that, as I said earlier, we've stood up against perhaps one of the most fancied sides in the league, and we've got a point. Perhaps should have got 3, and we've come back as well, and that is a big thing.
That's a poor goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the left wing looked like he was too far ahead.
Look, you can analyse it right back. We made a change at half time, and I'm not quite sure it worked. Not quite sure it didn't work. We opened up midfield a little bit. We took a box midfield down to a 3, and the space was just too much for us to cover. And they were playing through us, and they had a lot more joy second half. They were the better side second half. That goal there,
Liz, how would you be feeling? 96th minute.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, to step up. You've got to be confident in it, and I think for me he's probably done the right thing there. I think anywhere else he probably either misses the target or the keeper. I think it's a great decision. Go straight down the middle with a little bit of height, and the keeper never saves those even if.
Did you ever take a pressure penalty? Brownie didn't.
Yeah, I did. Wembley. Massive pressure.
I can't believe he's jumped into that.
Give him his leg.
Was that playing? Because they got here early. I think they played.
No, Brownie thinking went for that.
If you meant that, that's fair play. You didn't mean that.
Of course, I've got it here.
You didn't mean.
I made a note here.
How quickly
Brownie, you didn't.
How quickly did you react to that?
Do you want your hand back?
Of course I did.
We know, Brownie. We know.
We understand, mate. We get it.
Never get any credit for anything.
Premeditated. If I've ever seen
horrible curves, wasn't it? Set me up, honestly. Anyway.
So no, do you know what? Honestly, Brownie, I respect any player that has to take a penalty. 100%. I respect any player even more that has to do it in a playoff final. Yeah. So, Liz, did you ever take a pressure penalty?
I think they're all pressure. They're all pressure, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. When it's 0-0 or the last minutes of a game and there's 3 points on it and the crowd are desperate for you to score and win for your team, I think they're all pressure played. Listen, Brownie, just because you done it at Wembley, mate, don't make it more important than my one.
How many? 98.
45,000 Sunderland, right round there like that. You know if you miss it.
Set the scene again. Go on, do it again.
Miss it, you're gonna do. There's a season out for me. I'm gonna miss a whole season if I miss that pen.
I've heard this before.
No new contract. It's not just about 3 points.
You might not get your 1 year contract.
This is me leaving the club if I don't put that away.
He never played the next year anyway.
No, I didn't. Not enough.
He wasn't worried about it. He saw the contract.
Yeah. My sub. All right.
By the way, just on the game, you talked about Elliot. How was Rob during it as well? Did anyone see him?
Didn't see
No?
Didn't see Robert.
And he
was
keep quiet?
moaning about having to do the Q&A that side. And
had
the
to
box
walk.
was this side, yeah, and he was having a right moan up.
Oh,
about
there's
it,
no way he'd have
yeah.
got up these steps. Would that
No,
be?
he made sure the lift was working. That was a phone call we made Friday. Is the lift working? They said, yeah, right, good, I'll still do it then. He's demanding, Robin.
He's in a bad way.
He is in a bad way.
There's a little
yeah.
clue as to who might have used that. That lucky last week.
He's got bad knees, he's really grey, isn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. Now, as well as the many people in the stadium, someone else who also enjoyed the penalty was YouTuber Mark Goldbridge, who was live streaming here on Saturday. Let's take a look at his reaction from this very studio.
It's got a good trajectory. Handball! He's given a penalty! We've got a penalty at Charlton. Last touch of the game. There's no VAR. He's going to give it. Penalty, and it was absolutely spot on. And from where I'm stood, it was a handball. So we're going to go here. Massive moment for Charlton. Wrexham can't believe it. To be honest, from the corner that came, from the cross that came in, I was looking right at it. He thought he was playing volleyball. He tried to punch it away. But even if no VAR here, which is fantastic, so the penalty will stand. But also, even from that, they had a great chance to score and just put it wide. So this keeper's a big lad. Big moment here. Can Charlton get an equaliser here? Last kick of the game. The last game in English football to be played in the 3 o'clock. So much time added on. This is going to be the last kick of the game. Who's taking the penalty? I don't know because I haven't got my notes. But it's the pressure on this in front of the Charlton fans. He steps up. The referee blows the whistle. Here we go. He scores it! 2-2 Charlton. The crowd go mad. He runs to the stands and Charlton have a late equaliser against Wrexham. The Wrexham fans will not believe that. They would have thought they were home and hosed. And it's a draw for Charlton here. There won't be any more time added on. They love that. And it's 2-2. There you go. We came and we got them a point. 2-2.
He was quite calm compared to how he can be. Ever heard of Mark Goldbridge before, Brown Dog?
Yes, I've seen some clips. Yeah, the clip I've seen's not as... It's very sweary. Yeah, and it's just 12 swear words in a row. And then he drifts off, yeah. But it said 1.25 M at the top.
Yeah.
Is that million?
Yeah.
Yeah, well then, yeah. Fair play.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously Wrexham are Hollywood as well, aren't they? Coverage of the game reached more than 1.25 million people. The club also saw a spike in sales after he announced the live stream here as well. Liz, important to try and go down a different route at times?
Yeah, definitely. We spoke about it earlier. It's the times we live in. It's the times we live in. And I think as many people we get watching or getting involved in the club and seeing what we're about is good for the club. I think the idea is that we start bringing people back here and we start, as Curb said, getting that atmosphere. So fair play. And as Brownie said, what was it? 1.something million, is it?
1.2.
1 point. Yeah. Well, that alone says it all, isn't it? So it's definitely worth it if he's got that sort of following.
We have said it does make a difference, doesn't it? When there's a big crowd here and the atmosphere. I mean, obviously the opposition can respond to it as well, but invariably it's us that responds.
Yeah.
When we get a big crowd here, it's us that responds.
In an ideal world, we'd be Premier League and it would be 27,000 Charlton fans. But when you start spending 3, 4, 5 years in League One, and we're getting 13, 14,000, you've got to be a little bit creative. That is how I put it. And I enjoyed having 25,000 here Saturday, I have to be honest.
Yeah. Birmingham, Wrexham, big games.
Yeah.
Not always going to be like that, I think.
I was there for the Birmingham game, and it was a really nice game. It was good to. I came here 3 years ago, and I think I left at half time. But after that Birmingham game, it was really like the old times.
That's an interesting point you make though, because we got some. So if you look at the fixtures in December, so if you bought Mark back for Crawley, do we get the same spike? It would be interesting to see. I'd love to bring him back for Crawley and see if the same spike happens, and then you've got a gauge with how much it was Wrexham, how much it was Mark.
Absolutely. Okay, well, one person that was at the game for the first time was young Isabella. Let's take a look.
I have Isabella here, who has picked an absolutely brilliant game as her first. How excited are you to watch the boys play today?
Really exciting.
What are you most looking forward to about the match today?
Charlton winning.
Oh, I love that. I love that confidence in you. What's in the envelope?
This is my first certificate.
Oh, amazing. Show the camera that. What does it say? This is to certify that Isabella Erskine visited the Valley for the first time for Charlton Athletic versus Wrexham. It's the first, but it won't be the last, yeah?
Won't be the last. Up the Addicts.
Season ticket holder Owen alongside me with Lauren, who is coming to her first game at the Valley this season. You've picked a good one. What do you make of the fan zone here?
It's amazing. There's so much here.
You can enjoy a drink, get in the tussle cages, but of course, the big matter comes at 3 p.m. Wrexham today. What do you think the score's going to be?
I think it's going to be a tight game. Quite two good teams, both battling near the top of the league. Probably a 1-0 win.
A 1-0 for us, of course, we're saying. Who's going to score the winner?
Oh, tough one. It depends who's playing. Maybe Matty Godden, something like that.
That would be brilliant. We've got 24,000 tickets sold, which is the biggest ever. So how much are you hoping to enjoy a really good atmosphere and then leave happy when Charlton have won?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's I'm sure it'll be amazing. Such a good atmosphere. Yeah.
I have James alongside me, who is mascot for our big game against Wrexham. How excited are you?
Well, obviously a really big game and hoping for the 3 points. So, yes.
I'm hoping for the 3 points as well, but you get to walk out with the players. How exciting is that?
Super cool.
Really cool. Who are you hoping that you're going to walk out with later on?
Probably Alex Mitchell.
Are you a centre-back? Are you a defender by any chance?
I'm not. I'm a winger.
You're a winger. Oh, but you want to walk out with a defender. I absolutely love that. What do you think the score's going to be today?
I think we'll nick it at the end, 2-1 Charlton.
Who's scoring the goals for the Addicts?
So first goal will be Alex Mitchell from a header. Then second goal, Matty Godden.
I love that. And of course, Alex is going to score if he's walking out with you, right?
Definitely.
Spread that good luck and positivity.
Up the Addicts!
James loved that. It looks like he's done a bit of media training, hasn't he? He spoke really well. And Isabella, we hope you enjoyed the game and Matty Godden's last-minute equaliser as well. I mean, Liz, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things this club's really good at. Curbs used to make us do all the time, go schools and go to communities and that. So it's really good to see the next generation coming through and showing their support and obviously being a part of the club and a part of the day.
Yeah, and you could feel the excitement in their voices, can't you? It's trying to get that next generation that Curbs you've talked about as well, is to try and hook them in.
We've got to get the 7-year-olds, and hopefully they stay with us. When we left the Valley for 6 or 7 years, all the 7-year-olds were then 13, 14 supporting other teams. So you've got to get them early, and hopefully we can.
Giving out certificates as well, nice little initiative for the first time they've been at a game.
Yeah, I think anything you can do that gives a youngster a memory. I actually think we should target, our fan base and their children.
Yeah.
And then it becomes grandchildren because historically, you have so many people here that hand down. It gets handed down, and that's why they become Charlton fans, and you can't lose sight of that. So I don't know how you do it. I'm not that way inclined in terms of how you drive that commercially, but we should certainly be helping parents bring their kids in as many times as they can. If there's games where revenue is going to be down, can we find a way of getting their children in and grandchildren in? Because I think it's important.
Yeah, there's lots of initiatives you can do, kids for quid or whatever, but the commercial people are far more intelligent than we are to try and do something like that. Let's have a look at the league table now, shall we, as it stands, and isn't it good to see? We're not there.
Yeah, not if you're letting anyone supporter, but I don't
No, well, I'll come on to that. In fact, I'll ask you that now, actually. Obviously, Nathan will be, wanting to get as far away from that as possible. But what about Leyton Orient? You're one of your other teams as well. Any nervousness there?
I would have thought so. I think there's been some real bad results and not scoring enough goals. And when you start hovering in 20th and the teams below you, points are quite close to you on as well, and you're not winning games and scoring goals, it gets a little bit nervous. But look, I think we're a good team, and hopefully, I don't want to sound too confident, but hopefully they climb out of that position and go up the table.
Brownie, 3 wins in a week for Cambridge certainly changed their fortune.
Yeah, and that's great for Yuli, isn't it? Jason's there, and it was a tough start. And when we went up in the cup game, I had a really good chat with him, and he was approached by Cambridge, and it's one of those ones where when you're a coach, you're desperate to stay in the game, and you are. That's a tough job.
Yeah.
Right, and they've had their struggles, and that's great to see that he's part of that staffing structure that looks like it's turning that round. But just underneath him for Crawley Town, you've got Rob Elliott, a former Charlton player as well, who's taken on a big job. He did a great job at Gateshead. Deserved an opportunity, I think, a bit higher up, but that is another very, very tough job. They've probably got the smallest budget in the league. Won't be an easy one to keep them up.
And Curbs, what just one to you? Any teams that surprise you in the bottom half? If you look at Stockport, Peterborough, Rotherham, Wigan.
You know, you look at some of these clubs. You know, Brucey. I mean, at Blackpool, he's had a fantastic run, hasn't he? And you know, he's still down there. But you can't, because you're a big club, you can't take you for granted. Look at Wigan, ex-Premier League.
Look at us.
Yeah, fantastic stadium, etc. And you know, as Liz said earlier, there's no easy games.
No. Okay, let's get to the top half then, shall we? We are 11th, which is, 3 points off the playoffs, 3 points off 5th, in fact. Which, again, we talk about how tight this league is, Liz. It's very tight, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we are 11th and it is only October, but most importantly, you get, as Brandy said, I think Brandy said earlier, if you get 2 or 3 wins, you're right back up there and you're right in there. And I think it's just quite important now. We've got that period out of the way where we played those difficult games. It's now, I think we have to start getting some wins on the table, maybe playing teams a bit lesser than the teams we've played, but it's important that we start getting back-to-back wins now.
Yeah. Curbs, when you saw Birmingham, what did you think of them? Do you see them as the standout favourites, or was that just an off day for them?
Well, I think it was down to us. You know, they've obviously, the other games they've played in, they've took points and played well. We stopped them, basically, and imposed ourselves on them. But, you know, they've got the spending power. They can go again, I think, the way that they're being funded. You know, and I just think, look at Wycombe. You know, we're looking at where we are.
Yeah.
A club like Wycombe are up there. No disrespect.
16 points from a possible 18.
Yeah, no disrespect. They're showing away. So I think the 2 results against Wrexham and Birmingham will hold us in good stead. I'd like, obviously, as Kevin said, we need to get a couple of wins just to push us into that top 6. It's the goals, you know. I was so pleased to see Miles come on at the weekend, and he looked sharp and he looked different. Hopefully he can get back to full fitness, and you know, because that's the area I think where we're lacking. We look strong defensively, you know, goals against, but it's the goals for. You're going to win games, and we need to, you know, look as if we're going to be a little more dangerous in the final third.
So he calls Rob Robert, he calls you Kevin as well, doesn't he? So
don't you like that, Kev?
Kev, you never called me on those blades.
Other names. Brandy, just on that, I mean, is it a question of we can lift ourselves against the big teams but find it difficult to break other teams down that we should win?
I think that's a fair assessment at the moment, because if you pick up, we should have got something out of Stevenage and Bristol. Bristol had lost 5 in 6. I chalked that up as an away win, and a point at Stevenage, 4 points, puts you in 5th place. But we do tend to struggle at the moment against the ones that sit behind the ball. They're not really under pressure to come and win the game. You know, they can sit behind the ball and break you down.
Yeah.
We don't seem to be particularly great at breaking teams down when we have to be the aggressor. We're much happier playing against the Birminghams and Wrexhams, who are, you know, deemed favourites, if you like, and then we counter on them. But yeah, I mean, it's such a shame we had that little 3-game run. Blackpool deserved their win, but Stevenage and Bristol is a real kick in the teeth.
Okay, well, that's October. Let's have a look at November in terms of fixtures, because it's very busy indeed. In the league, we've got trips to Exeter, Huddersfield, Burton, while we host Peterborough. Brandy, what do you think we should be getting from those 4 games? Exeter, Huddersfield, Burton away, Peterborough at home.
Yeah, I mean, Peterborough have had a little bit of a slow start, haven't they? So I'm hoping we're catching them a little bit cold still. You know, it may be a tougher season for them. But Burton, you expect to win. They've had a really, really poor start to the season. Exeter away is a tough one. I think everyone thinks Exeter away should win that. It's tough. Good sides go there and get beat. So we've got to be on a mettle to go and beat them. But it is those are one of the fixtures for me that you should be looking to win if you're looking to finish in the top 6. Huddersfield's a tough one. They had a slow start, adjusting to life in League One. They're looking strong at the moment. They've pushed themselves back up there. And the other surprise package, actually, we didn't give a mention, I think we should, is Mansfield under Cloughie. He's done a brilliant job.
Whenever I think of Exeter, I think of pre-season, don't you?
Oh yeah. We think of what a great time we had down here.
Those are the days.
I think we should move swiftly on. But I've got to mention Bromley as well, though, in November the 12th in the EFL Trophy. So here, that should be a good one. Great to see Bromley doing well. I say doing well. Obviously, they're struggling in League Two, but being in the EFL is incredible. Okay, now, are you ready? Do you know where I'm going with this? Goals. Goal of the month. You're going to have to choose goal of the month. It is time to choose and judge Charlton's Chicken George goal of the month. Sponsored by the club's new partners, Chicken George. You serve excellent chicken in the new fan zone on match days. Our esteemed panel have to select the goal of the month competition. Okay, so Curbs, Liz, Brownie, watch closely. You need to select a winner at the end of this.
Let's get his glasses.
You have to.
Can you see in the monitor, by the way?
No, I'm struggling. But it's better than the monitor I got on Saturday with Terry. We really have scaled it back.
TV somehow not working for us, so we've got a very small monitor. But did we see the goals?
I saw them.
Okay, so who wants to go first?
Well, as I said,
I don't mind going
Well,
first.
first of all, we've got to mention Ellis McMillan.
Yeah.
Do we know there's a reason why the neat finishing?
well,
Tight turn, skill on the edge of the box.
Players around, doesn't matter.
look, obviously to score those sort of goals, you have to work on it.
Yeah. Composed finish.
Yeah, at the end of every drill, you have to be composed, and I felt Ellis was, and he's just someone that I've trained since he's about 11, 12 years old. So, look, I'm not taking credit for the goal in itself, but we have worked on that.
We worked on the touch
but we have
away.
worked on that.
Take on 3, slide it in.
10% of his wages.
So I'm going to go for Ellis because, on a real note, we have done a lot of training like that, and he is dedicated to getting better. And it's his first year. He's a first-year scholar, and he scored quite a few goals this season. That's a good finish.
I thought it was sort of Romario-like, which is a massive compliment. But anyway, Brownie.
I want to go for the cross and the header, please.
So Kaylee Bartoni.
Please.
So are you going for the header or the cross? Because it's a
Both.
finish.
And actually, there was more to that goal than just that end product as well, because we were here. You must remember the goal. We were sat in the director's box.
Oh yeah.
And the build-up play out to the wing, the cross and the header. It was a
It's
fantastic
a good move
goal.
actually. Yeah. So
So what you're saying, we didn't do Kaylee's goal enough justice? There's more to it.
is that what you're saying?
He had his flat cap on, probably reading his phone. That's what. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, what have we got? Ellis, Kaylee. Who are you going for?
Well, I was torn between Kaylee and Luke Berry's.
Yeah.
Luke Berry's volley.
Midfielder, isn't it?
No, but the way he's took it,
Midfielder,
you know, he's off the ground. He's had to keep it down. It's a difficult skill, wasn't it?
No, it's difficult.
You
It's
know
a
what he's
very
going to do?
difficult-
He's going to send us the big match, a game from the 70s.
Yeah.
And he did something exactly
he
the
did with
same
his header.
on worst pitches.
Absolutely.
I've got a sense he's only heading
And
goal.
heavier balls.
So who have you gone for?
Luke Berry.
Oh, so we've got Ellis, Luke and Kaylee.
Yeah. It's to be difficult one this month.
So I've got the deciding vote.
Yeah, you go. So you're going to go for someone else?
That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be great. I would have given it to Janice Chime. I would have done, but I'm going to give it to one of those three, and I'm going to give it to Ellis.
Yes. I mean,
I like the tight turn and finish with players,
that was good. It was
players
good.
around him.
I just don't like agreeing with Kev. So.
look at this.
Okay,
Look at that. Turn,
Let's have a little look.
shift,
Yeah,
and then that composure.
It is good.
It's a great goal.
Yeah.
I think he's a first-year scholar. He's a second-year boys, and that's a great finish.
So
a great game.
basically,
that was really good.
before we started the show, you waxed lyrical, and I mean really waxed lyrical about Matty Gordon's finish.
Yeah.
And you've not even given it a shout because you know Ellis. You wanted to get your
No,
coach in.
but I think I did actually say Ellis was the best earlier.
I don't think you did.
Okay. Are you not happy that I've chosen?
No, and it's one. So fair play.
Well, Scotty never agrees with me for the sake of it. He's obviously
he doesn't.
footballing, but yeah, you know that.
Okay, have you finished?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Can
We'll
you
continue
imagine,
later.
can you imagine these two at the former Players Association?
We had some great conversations, honestly.
What have we got ourselves in for?
No wonder he moans about how long he's on the phone for.
Well, I've told you the story about the first voice message I sent him. I literally finished it like that. You know what I do with you? I finished it and I pressed send like that and it come back, I'm not reading that. I'm not listening to that, it's too long. So I had to call him.
Just put it on fast speed. You can get it on times two. Imagine Leslie times two.
No.
Anyway, Ellis McMillan, you will be presented with the Chicken George Goal of the Month trophy at the club's training ground next week, and let's hope we have plenty of goals to judge for next month. Now, let's talk FA Cup, shall we? It is the FA Cup action, of course. A trip to Southend United. It won't be easy.
No.
Brownie, will it?
No.
You're going to be there, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, Tom's asked me to go. I'm just working out.
Is it still the same stadium?
Well, this is it. And the meterage I've got in front,
Yeah,
it might not be enough.
Doing some work to it.
I hope so, Curbs.
I did some presenting there a couple of times, and you have to
tight,
climb up a little ladder and sit at the top. And if it's windy,
There's
it's
a lot
not
of talk that
ideal.
they're going to move grounds or they're going to
okay.
redevelop
So,
that.
yeah, we might have a
Build on it
recce.
or
Might have a
whatever.
recce.
Let's talk about the game.
Yeah, but it is going to be tough.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It's one of those ones where you look at the fixture and you go, I'll rest 3 or 4. And it sometimes really does leave you a bit short. And the guys coming in.
Is it being televised?
I don't think so.
No, not being picked
I
up.
don't think so.
The guys aren't up to speed who come into the team.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one, and non-league, it's a much better standard than people give it credit for. You know, particularly the National League now, which is pretty much full time. So yeah, it's a banana skin.
Yeah, I thought it would be televised because of that, to be honest with you, Curls. But how important would a good FA Cup run be for the club, do you feel?
Yes, it's always important. I mean, even when we were here, Curbs was always keen on, even though we was in the Premiership, winning these games because it gives the fans something to, and you get that big draw, and it's just the whole thing about the FA Cup, how important it is, and it's a local derby as well. And as Bradley said, the National League, my son plays in the National League. These boys are fit now; they're full time, and it's not going to be that easy. So we have to pick the right team in order to get through.
How important was an FA Cup run for you, Curbs? I remember that one back in '94. We got to Old Trafford, didn't we, in the quarter-final? Who got sent off? Peter Schmeichel?
Yeah, the keeper. Yeah,
they were down to 10 men.
With Kim Grant, yeah.
0-0 half time.
And Fergie was going to do something and got persuaded by Brian Keane. I think he was going to do something really mad. And he took Paul Parker off, I think, and put Roy Keane right back. And they scored early from a corner.
Yeah.
I don't know who was marking it.
Mark Hughes, about 45 seconds.
I don't know how he scored.
But they went down from 10 men.
Apparently, Sir Alex Ferguson said, just getting back to the valley.
Yeah.
And then they scored after 45 seconds and beat us 3-1. But anyway, FA Cup run for you, but also for Nathan this season. Is it important or not?
No, I wouldn't like it to get in the way. You know, obviously he may use it to give people a game. Who knows? You know, we'll have to see. But are we realistically going to win it and that sort of thing? You know what I mean? We need to get promoted, and you know, so I think he may well rest people for that game and hopefully get through. But you know, our priority is to get in that top 6, and if it's playoffs, it's playoffs, or even better than that.
Okay, well, it wasn't an FA Cup game, but do you remember Southend away back in 1991?
I always remember it.
Should we have a look at it?
You can have a look at it, yeah.
Let's have a look.
Always remember it.
So, I'm pretty sure I was playing in this game. That's Rob Lee there. It was an incredible game in the sense that Southend went 1-up. It was Powley as the left back for Southend. Andy Answer there. Gats has brought him down, and somehow it's decided it was a penalty.
Decided it was in the box. It's outside the box. Definitely outside the box.
It's not even close, is it?
That's Andy Answer for you, isn't it? Yeah. He's doing well for himself, so I'm pleased with that. So, comes to a penalty, and by the way, just take a note, Gats' first yellow card. Dean Austin steps up against Bob. Bob, come on.
Why does he move that away?
Do you remember this game, Curbs?
Of course I do. I remember Kelvin Moulton.
There we go.
What's happening here?
Well, I was a
talk
bit
us through
angry
it.
about the penalty and a couple of other decisions, and He asked me my name and I said, Llewellyn Charles Curbishley.
Did you?
And he couldn't spell it.
Look at Alex Dyer.
Spoon got me off.
Spoon's got
mate,
you
go
off
on,
there,
go.
hasn't
So I've gone upstairs and David Webb was in the director's box, his manager of Southend, and he was waiting for me. And we went into the bar and he poured me a pint and said, let's just watch it from here, which is what I did. Watched it from inside.
You probably didn't see Gats get his second
Yeah,
yellow
I
then.
did, I saw that. Is that you, number 3?
That's me.
Doing nothing.
That's the
Well,
long shorts.
Me and Kelvin had previous because he refereed a Crystal Palace Brighton game when I was playing for Brighton and he gave 5 penalties in the day. I don't know if you remember it, but he gave 5 penalties and half of them wasn't penalties, you know what I mean? So I remembered him then.
Well, I'll tell you what, in this game, which we haven't got here, because I did watch it in full.
Oh, an header.
Carlo, great header. Brilliant. Rob Lee ran from the halfway line as well, went past 3 players, rounded the keeper, hit the side netting. This was Carlo at his best, by the way, and not just for this goal. He absolutely terrorised the Southend defence, and certainly Nels enjoyed playing alongside him as well. So here we come to one of the penalties. This is Carlo, flick on, Nels. Nels lived off those, didn't he?
Yeah.
So clever, isn't it?
And it's a
That's Powley.
And he gets a straight red.
There's Powley, look.
Yeah.
professional foul.
So that's Darren Pitcher.
That's a long run up there, isn't it?
Why is he taking it?
And Walsh got it in.
I don't know, why is, ask Gritty.
Save the penalty from Darren Pitcher.
So,
Who's the penalty taker?
Why is it
Oh.
you let Darren Pitcher take the penalty? I don't know, Clubs, you made
he's too busy in the bar having a pint.
What are you asking me this for? You were managing the
It's the
team.
first time Cubs have seen that, isn't it?
I couldn't remember. I remember getting sent off. I couldn't remember the penalty.
Why
because you've been
what is
drinking.
that? Why was she taking that? I don't know. Perhaps you should have asked him on the day.
Do you know what? He did take a penalty in that game. There were 2 penalties.
Was there?
Yeah. So
And
Pitch
Walshy missed as
and
well?
Walshy both
Ooh.
missed.
Oh.
That'd
And
have
we
been
were
a
down
nice.
to 10.
That'd have been a really good bus journey home. Lucky it's only an hour away.
Great memories though. I love seeing that back in the day, 1991. Incredible. A Leeburn equaliser. Who used to say Leeburn can't score?
And I
this
got
weekend
to
as
the FA, didn't I? I was fearing the worst. And
Go
they
on,
let me
well.
off.
What, because it was Kelvin Morton? And they went, yeah, we know what he's like. Okay, now the Charlton Athletic Community Trust hosted the Down Syndrome's Football Festival, sponsored by ITRM at the Bel-Air's Air Dome at Bluewater yesterday. 8 teams competed to be crowned champions, with Arsenal, Brighton, Norwich, Everton, Fulham and QPR all being represented, as well as, of course, our very own Charlton Upbeats. After 38 games on the day, it all came down to the final, with the Charlton Upbeats taking on Everton. Will Cottrell and Taylor Rogers scored for the Addicts, but they were pegged back twice before Will Elay and a second from Will Cottrell secured a 4-2 win for the Upbeats, who lifted the trophy in style. I'm actually going to be there in a couple of weeks' time for Great Ormond Street.
Ooh.
Look at that celebration.
That is a proper one, that. Oh, offside?
Wonderful finish, guys. And I remember Everton playing here after one of the walks we did. And they actually beat us. And then I think we beat them the following year. So it's almost like, I think Everton and Charlton Upbeats are the 2 best teams. And look at that, what a fantastic win. I mean, it's great for the Upbeats, isn't it? And it looks like it's a fantastic day had by all.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's a lovely place to play football as well, by the looks of it. I've never seen that before, and it looks wonderful. But yeah, it's look, just the smiles and the joy it brings.
I actually played there with the Charlton team, didn't I? That Ballers, when they opened it. It's a lovely venue. They do some great things down there, and by all accounts, that looked like it was a great occasion as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, after their goal-scoring heroics in the final, Charlotte Richardson caught up with Will and Taylor, who scored 21 goals during the tournament. Just look at what it meant to them.
Boys, congratulations, trophy winners. What a final, what a day. Sum up your thoughts to me after that.
Yeah, it was very amazing. The Glory won to the final. It was very good. Well done over our beats. We're so proud to get it here. and let's take the trophy home.
You topped the group and then won your semi-final and the final as well. Lots of goals, lots of drama. How was it to play in it?
Oh, I'm speechless, I am. So, lots of energy, and the last minute, God save, got me lots of energy, and I got a goal from a nutmeg, and oh my God, I'm so speechless. So, I'm glad to myself, and thanks for all of your support and kindness through me my journey here.
It's our absolute pleasure, and we know with the upbeats, it's all about teamwork. How important was that teamwork as the tournament progressed? You all had to stick together, didn't you?
Yes, well, it was a great match, a good goal, so I win the trophy, and we'll bring it back home, and yes, we are.
Bring it back home to the Valley.
We stick to our plan.
Yep.
We stick to Kevin, like group meetings after the games and before every game.
Yep.
So we get on the pitch and smash the games and told you, we won the trophy. And this is the trophy we won. Yes!
Before we wrap things up, quick mention, 21 goals today. Phenomenal stuff. Did you have a favourite amongst the lot of them?
Yeah, the first one I was matched in the top corner, and down the middle, bottom left, bottom right, and it was the best goal ever.
It was great, isn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing.
You've brought it home. Boys, will you bring the trophy to the Valley for us soon?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Brilliant. Well, I think you need to look into that camera and...
Come on up, baby! Come on!
That's fantastic, isn't it? That's what it's all about, Kurt, isn't it?
It looks a great day, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and to attract like Everton to come down, and yeah, you're right. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, you have to raise a lot of money to get that off the ground. You know, we were talking about Everton coming down and staying overnight, and that's why we do all the fundraisers we do. You know, and that's why you support it, because you get days like that.
Absolutely. Well done, the Trust, for sure. OK, well, back in June, Charlton Athletic Community Trust Outreach Coordinator Matt Phillips performed CPR on 78-year-old Alan Ford when he suffered a cardiac arrest during one of the Trust walking football sessions in Eltham, saving his life. Take a look at their story and why it's so important to be educated on CPR.
You can see that, you know, he's fighting. There was no time to think. There was this moment which I can remember. His body took the last breath. My name's Matt Phillips. I'm an outreach coordinator for Charlton Athletic Community Trust, and I also run walking football. I run Extra Time, which is a programme for older people.
Oh, you want me to start now? Yeah. Oh, I was waiting for... Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my name's Alan Ford. I'm 78. I've been doing walking football with Charlton Community Trust for about 7 years. It just seemed like a normal day. I think someone told me I actually passed the ball and we scored. That's a bit unusual. A little while after that, I just went over and that was the end of my game.
He just walked in as normal. Probably kicked off about 10:30. I think they just scored, I think. I've turned and Alan's on the floor. So I've rushed over. You know, there was no response from him at all. Like, you're calling him, there was nothing. So I've shouted out to my colleague Jack, get me the defib. We just kicked in. And I say we, there was another guy, Steve. He was helping me do the CPR. So as soon as you got the defib on, we run its course and we give him one shock. The paramedics were on site within literally sort of like 2 to 3 minutes. So yeah, they arrived and then took over. The last time I've seen Alan was on the day. So yeah, it's been nearly, what, 2.5 months, 3 months maybe, since I've seen him. Here he comes. Well, walking with a bit of purpose. That's good. Right, Al? Come on, mate.
I'm all right, mate.
Come on, pal, in you come. How are you? All right?
I'll have a look. Oh, thanks so much.
That's right, mate.
Yeah.
We've got things plenty to thank.
Hey? I do.
Honestly, yeah. It's a pleasure, mate.
Yeah. It was like a little team, and they all pulled together, and I'm so thankful for what they did. If it hadn't happened that quickly and they hadn't had all the equipment there, I wouldn't be sitting here doing this interview.
Do you have any recollection?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing whatsoever.
Well, it's a good thing that you don't remember it.
Oh, no. That would have been worse. That would have been worse, knowing about it. Oh, no! I didn't expect to see you lot.
Knowing Alan had made it, I mean, there's no better feeling, is there? You need to learn CPR, and with the British Heart Foundation, online, you can learn it in 15 minutes. It's that simple, because you're saving someone's loved one. It's their brother, it's their mum, it's their sister, aunt, uncle, etc. He's your mate. So, yeah, I was never not going to do anything.
He saved my life, friend forever. Whatever I can do for him, I will do.
And last week, Matt was honoured at the annual CACT CACT Awards at the House of Lords, where he was given the Outstanding Staff Contribution Award for his actions to save Alan's life. Brownie, what a hero.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you're just watching that film and you think to yourself, how does he feel? You know, he's woke up on a random day, saved a fella's life, you know, and you go home that night and it must hit you what you've just actually done. You know, you've kept someone, must be a great feeling, you know, to know that you've, I'd have been banging trouble, I'd have had a panic up, no two ways about it, so I will have to go online and have a look, because it is something everybody should know, to be honest.
Yeah. I did a CPR course about 18 months ago. My memory's so bad, I made sure I made a note of everything. I've just actually sent it all to you on the group WhatsApp, so hopefully that will help. But it does highlight the importance of being prepared, Liz, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I do it every year. I work in the school, and it's a course that I do every year, and it quite easy can be forgotten. It can be, so it is something to continuously go over, because as we just seen there, you can actually save someone's life within a matter of minutes if you pay attention and you listen. So yeah, it's really important, and it's a great story.
Yeah, brilliant work. Okay, now it's been a month full of crazy games for Charlton women, who have twice come down from 3-1 to draw 3-3. Let's take a look at their most recent game against Newcastle.
Long by Newcastle, flicked on by the head of Hales, onto Andrews. Might be able to cut this back to Hales. She does, and Hales scores! Brilliant start for Newcastle. Shania Hales opening the scoring with 5 minutes on the clock. Newcastle 1, Charlton 0. Headed back into midfield. Lost by Primus. Stops with the pass. Hales is away. And she scores. A touch with her left. Take it onto her right. Lovely pass by her skipper. It's 2-0 to Newcastle. Mopped up at the back. Racing forward, Hales is on a hat-trick here. Denied by Gray. Corner comes to the far post. Oh, it's punched away, but only as far as Katie Bradley. And Charlton have a goal back early in this second half. The initial effort from the corner, punched away by the Newcastle goalkeeper. Turned back in by Bradley. Blow the referee's whistle. She's reaching for her pockets. And Stobbs shown a yellow card by the referee. Home side bursting forwards. Cross to the far post. Lumsden is there. Oh, There's a challenge. Ball drops to the edge of the box. The shot saved by Gray. The referee, I think, initially played advantage. Now she's awarding Newcastle a penalty. So Hales from 12 yards out. This for her hat-trick, and she makes no mistake. It's a hat-trick from Hales, and Newcastle lead Charlton by 3-1. That was a mistake that could play Newcastle in. Gray had to get her body in the way. So close to Newcastle getting a fourth. Push by Stobbs there. She then kicked the ball away, and I think she knows what's coming. The referee is going to show her a second yellow card, and so she is sent off. The Newcastle captain kicking the ball away. As a result, Newcastle down to 10. Corner to Barton, and straight in. A header from Kayleigh Barton. 94 minutes on the clock, and Charlton have been given hope. Newcastle 3, Charlton 2. Charlton winner throw-in, which they're keen to take quickly. It's Primus who's asking for it. Comes back to Bradley. Oh, it's there! The comeback is complete. Charlton were 3-1 down as we headed into stoppage time. But a couple of goals and a couple of minutes late on here.
Just said there, didn't you? A good goal there, Curbs. I mean, good to come back as well twice from 3-1 down. Shows resilience.
Yeah, and they've had a good start of the season. And, you know, Karen, I think last month she won Manager of the Month.
Cursed her with him.
Yeah. I have to, every time I vote for her, I have to put a little caveat on it and say...
Reason.
No, Karen Hill's Charlton. No, I'm not being favouritism here, but in brackets.
But Brownie, you and Liz watched the first 3-3, didn't you? It was against Sunderland, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was a good game. Yeah, and it was
exciting football being played there.
Yeah, well, you saw the guy. You know, I voted for that goal because I did watch it live. I wasn't on my phone, and it was a great goal. But yeah, I think they've obviously the results have slightly changed. You know, we had a really great start, and we only conceded 1 in the first 4, I think, something like that. Someone have to correct me on that. And then we've conceded 8 in 3. So slight concern for Karen, where we've started leaking these goals, but. Yeah, we're still there or thereabouts. Another tough game though at the weekend.
Yeah, Sunday, Southampton. We're still second in the Championship as well. But Liz, how important is it that we try and talk about the fans for the Wrexham game, try and get as many down for that game?
Yeah, I mean, we speak about it every time we're on this show, and despite what Brownie says, I was actually watching the game, and there was some really good play. And I think the issue we're having at the moment is conceding first. I think that seems to be an issue, and then obviously. Even the game I watched, we was 2-0 down, and then we came back and we looked like we were going to win the game. But yeah, this is the first time I've actually been down there and watched it, and yeah, I think it's important. I don't think we had enough fans down there. I think it's important that we come down and they're playing at the Valley now and support our women.
Well, if you can, try and come down on Sunday. You can get your tickets booking.cafc.co.uk. Okay, now Sunday is the women's team red, white and black day. All this weekend saw everyone at the Valley promoting the message, all different, all together, all Charlton. Let's take a look.
Good afternoon, Addicts fans. It's a big day today, the home fixture against Wrexham. 24,000 of you in attendance, and it's also a big deal because it's our annual red, white and black day where we're showcasing that we're all different, all together and all Charlton. So let's get in and amongst it. So, Mr. Alabi, you're like the Pied Piper here. Just tell us how you found yourself at today's Red, White and Black Day.
You know, obviously Charlton work with our school, and it's been obviously an amazing invite to have all our children here to celebrate inclusion because it's something we believe at in Parkway.
And of course, it's all about inviting people to this fantastic football club. What does it mean to you to have such a big presence in the local community, a big professional organisation like Charlton Athletic Football Club?
I think it's really important because, it's the cornerstone of our area, it's the cornerstone of our foundation of where we are, and it's good to have all these families and this community and have everyone here because it's all part of our learning as well.
So catching up with the Charlton Invicta team here at the Red, White and Black Day just before the parade. Gary, it's great to have you here as a presence. Why was it important for the Invicta team to be here?
Just, as the slogan says, all different, all together, all Charlton. It's what our family's about, what our football family's about. As Charlton Athletic, as a club, as a community trust, the local community, but also what Invicta's about. We're proud to be a football club that welcomes everybody. It's a safe space to just turn up, play football, feel accepted, be part of something unique, be part of the football family, and days like this is ingrained in the Charlton DNA, and we're part of that.
It's a great vibe here, isn't it, Mr. Gow? Why was it important for you to come and be present here today at the Red, White and Black Day Parade?
I think being part of the local community, we want to make sure we're represented in that community and that our kids feel there's something bigger than just us. So it was really important to be here because of the work that Charlton are doing in terms of equality, diversity and inclusion and promoting those messages and really showing we're part of that, we have their support and hopefully they have our support as well.
And how important is it, like from an aspirations perspective, for the club to have a big presence in the local community and how they communicate with the schools projects that they're involved with?
Well, I really like that because I think it's really important for big clubs like Charlton to make sure they are giving back to their communities and to be involved in them. I think the kids go past the stadium, they want to see it as a space they can take part in and be involved in, so it's really important that actually Charlton are doing these things, we're getting involved in those things, and we're forming those community bonds, most importantly.
Terry, tell us a little bit about the club's identity and why the local community is at its core.
So the Community Trust run hundreds and hundreds of projects throughout Bexley, Greenwich and Kent, and in a whole range of different projects including disability, diversionary work, education, working in schools, so across the board, not just football now. Obviously the badge brings people to us because of the football badge and the club, but it's so much more than football now. We do lots of work around knife crime initiatives, disability football, mental health projects that really sort of help the community and engage in everyone that can access them.
I guess that's the point, is it? Talking about like the weight of the club as well and its presence here in the local area. They don't have to do this, but how do the club also benefit from having that presence?
It's brilliant. I think the club, it just shows that the community around these areas are, the club to them means a lot because the community stuff we do and the club pool just helps people come together.
The presence we have in the community means that we benefit from it with regards to the male and female academy and even people that end up returning back to the club. I saw something with Kevin George this week, who's re-affiliated now with the under-18s, I believe. You want to be a part of it because you've been made to feel a part of it during your whole experience.
I think that's it. It ends up being and feeling like a family. So one of the biggest things that we've got as a club in terms of our strength is this whole family vibe, and everything that you see going on now, whether it's white, black, Asian, whatever, everyone's coming together, everyone's supporting Charlton Athletic and everyone's supporting each other.
Lisa, as our fan engagement manager, you must be so proud to see yet another successful Red, White and Black Day behind us.
Oh, 100%. The turnout this year is unbelievable. We've got so many people that have turned up. So important to the club. The EDI side of things is so important. We've got representation from so many different groups as well, so it's brilliant. It's a great day.
Why is it so important though? Why did Charlton put it at the heart and centre of their identity within the local community?
I think probably because we live in a community that is so diverse. We have to make sure that we're open for everybody. It's all different, all together, all Charlton. We're all here for one another.
The local community really is at the centre of the club's identity, isn't it? But what do the club also benefit from putting so much into the local area as well?
I always say it. I mean, and I've been here a while. We're a football club is the hub of the community. You've got a responsibility to reach out to the community, to represent the community that's out there. And you've got all the outreach programs and everything. And if we can bring people in around employment opportunities, training opportunities. I mean, we did the Cat Awards and we had a person there that we helped out that is now working at the club. And we've just had such a strong relationship with the council. I mean, there's a lot of clubs and councils up and down the country that will look at Charlton to say, how's this relationship so strong? And then you've got a regime that have come in and realised their responsibilities with the local authority and reaching out to the leader of the council and understanding where strategically we can align ourselves. And that's vitally important. And EDI runs through the heartbeat of this club and into the community. And why wouldn't you align on some of these big matters? You know, we've got issues in society that as a football club and as a community trust we can address. And thankfully we've been just doing that quite well, I think, over the years. And this is an important example of it.
Is that your neighbour, Curbs? Jason Morgan, MBE?
The only MBE in the village.
CEO of the Trust, of course, Ledge, Jace. He's in the golf on Thursday.
Yeah, Lord Farquhar.
Absolutely.
He's desperate to
He had a little mini armour, didn't he? A little mini sword. He jumped off his little horse, didn't he?
You know he'd be watching.
Sounds like Ronnie Corbett.
You know he'd be
That's
watching.
why we do it.
Well, I hope so.
Ronnie Corbett wants to pick him up on a set piece. Anyway, look, Brownie, on a serious note, 30 years of Red, White and Black Day, and the celebrations have been going on. Clearly a great day there, but there isn't a very important message.
Of course there is, and we've been at the forefront of that for decades, and Jason will continue it as long as he's here, and it will go on beyond Jason, because that's the sort of community we are here at Charlton Athletic. So yeah, every time we tick it and highlight it, we do it, and yet you forget how far back we go and how long we've actually been at the forefront of this. We always praise it every time it's on, and it quite rightly gets the praise it deserves.
And Liz, over 500 local school children involved, which is great to see.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I know the club's keen to ensure that the community feel a part of the club, and I think they're doing a really good job. And as Brownie said, this isn't the first year or the second year we've been doing it. It's been since I was there, since I was 16. This club's always done this, and it's important to the club. So yeah, I mean, what else can we say about the trust and obviously the work they put in, and to have that many kids. Hopefully we can get them in the stadium and they can feel welcome and they can feel a part of the club.
Yeah, I mean, Curbs, final word on you then. The lads have already said it, but this club is a leader in that way, isn't it?
I remember Jason started with me and Gritty. 30
I remember that photo.
Yeah. He was little then, wasn't he?
He was tiny, yeah. They had to get a different camera lens out, didn't they? To drop it down low enough.
Put him on a soapbox.
Yeah.
I hope he's watching.
So do I.
We'll get a text soon if he is. On that note, let's move on, shall we? But well done. Again, another fantastic initiative. The Ex-Players Association, should we talk about that now? The launch was last month, wasn't it? Look at that team photo.
There's some good-looking chaps there, isn't there?
Wow, yeah.
And Brownie.
And me. Yeah.
Liz, though, I'll let you go first. It was a really good event, though, wasn't it? Were you guys happy with it?
Yeah, really emotional day. For me, it was, and to see so many ex-teammates there, and obviously people I haven't played with, but people that represent the club and have played for the club and have been involved in the club. It was almost like a therapy session. It was talking over old times and going over stories. Yuli wouldn't be shut up for the whole 3 hours he was there. But I'm quite easy to forget things and to reconnect with some of these players and relive the old times. Was a really good day, and one that me and Brownie should be proud of.
It's a great photo, Brownie. I mean, the initial hard work, and I know it doesn't stop either. That's a great turnout, that, isn't it? For a first one.
Initially, I mean, that was 7 to 8 weeks of intense work for me and Kevin. He's right, it has tailed off for the moment, but there's other events being lined up that we will hopefully get off the ground. One before Christmas and then 2 biggies after Christmas. But
Fishy and Barley as well, Fishy and
well,
Barley.
and they had a great weekend, and I've stayed in touch with them. And obviously they're keen to do something which would mean taking a vets team out to South Africa, but you know, best will in the world, that's going to take some serious amounts of sponsorship, and it's probably come a bit too quick. That's something you do when you're a bit more established, but they're very keen to do that, and they're going to go away and talk to the guys in South Africa and see what can be done. But that's the sort of thing that we're looking at, you know, once it's established. But you said, Scotty, about that being a very good turnout, you know, for 7 or 8 weeks of hard work, but we need the guys in that room that on the day said, brilliant, absolutely loved it. They need to reach out to their teammates and their squads that they were in, because we just can't reach everybody. You know, everybody knows about the heritage caps and trying to send them out, and unfortunately we were in the process of doing Albert in South Africa, and he's passed away this week, and we're sending the cap out anyway to his family, to his daughter, who Sean Bartlett made contact with. But that's where we're trying to get going, and it's a slow process, but we're pleased with how it started, aren't we? Yeah. You know, and there's a lot more to come.
It's good to have a long-term goal, but obviously step by step in the meantime, for sure. Two legends that were mentioned there, of course, Mark Fish and Sean Bartlett, all the way from South Africa, and they had a tour of the training ground as well as part of what was a very special weekend for them.
It's been great. Obviously, it brings back a lot of memories, some fun times as well. But yeah, it's great to see also the improvement, a lot of improvement since we've been here. A lot of different buildings for the academy and obviously the ladies' teams as well.
Need to echo Sean's words. It's nostalgic coming here and seeing how, as Sean mentioned there, how the facility has grown. I think that is a process of the club, how it's grown since we've left here, and yeah, it's just enjoyable to walk through the old building. I don't remember much. He remembers a lot more. He remembers Curbs. Obviously, I don't remember it too much. Yeah. But yeah, it's just it's wonderful being here and wishing the club a lot of success.
To have a well-manicured field like this, I think we would have enjoyed training on it. But yeah, a lot of things have changed and improved for the better.
Just coming here to the training ground and being at the Valley, you try and tell people, you know, you played in the, they will see that you played in the English Premier League, you played with Charlton, this and that, and then walking into the Valley on the weekend, and it's a bigger experience than I've actually ever given it credit for. So my time being back here makes me more appreciative of not only what I achieved as an individual, but my teammates and the people that I worked with, and that's obviously including Curbs, Mervyn Dank, and Peacock. So and the owners, the fans, everyone that was involved. So it's very, very. I am more appreciative now of what my experience of Charlton than I was 3 days ago before I came back here. So very grateful once again.
And even Saturday, it just brought back so many memories, and I think, like Mark has expressed as well, you know, as an individual, you only realise afterwards what impact or what you've done where Charlton is concerned. And for me, obviously, probably football career-wise, the best 6 years to play in the Premier League against top quality players. It's one of the things I think a lot of people can't say. And we've managed to do that at a great club. And obviously the club itself has got a long history with South African players being part of the club. So for me, we're just more than happy to be part of that. It was good to be back in front of the North Stand. You know, that is I think the vibe and the buzz of the Charlton fans in at the Valley, and they always get everybody going, reminiscing about obviously scoring that volley against Leicester City. So no, it was absolutely awesome, and we do appreciate everything obviously the club has done, but even the fans, the way they received us, I think obviously showed that we did a little bit of something here when we were here at Charlton.
And I think important to create a lot more awareness of the ex-Charlton players club, what do you call it? That's, you know, players. It's nice that we were here. Nice to see some of our teammates yesterday at the function, at the launch. But to get more of the players back and appreciate the club history is changing day by day, obviously. But to appreciate the players that were part of playing for Charlton over the years, I think we're wishing the ex-players program a lot of success, but it takes all of us to be part of it and all of us to play a part in it. So very grateful for being here again, but it takes all of us to make sure that we can give respect or give onus to honour people that were Charlton players.
How's that feel, Curbs, watching those two?
It was super, that was, wasn't it? You know, when I walked in, I saw Bart's, I just went, oh, Bart's where? And then I saw Fish and just started laughing. Because you do, don't you?
Yeah.
Just looking at him makes you laugh, you know.
Because
he's mad. No, he was a good lad. And, he was mad, but he was a good lad. And, you know, I think just listening to him there, you know, they just really, really love being at the club. And they were talking about, they tell people they played for 5 or 6 years in the Premier League, you know. And you know, it was great for them to come into our club.
Good teammates?
Yeah, very good teammates, yeah. Very different people at the time, but Fishy, we met on the Friday, didn't we? Yeah. And said, do you want, and I did my usual, do you want a pint? He went, no, that's all gone. He had 2 cans of Red Bull and a double espresso. And you're like, I'm not sure what's worse. I'm not sure what's worse. But yeah.
I always meant Bart's headers.
Yeah.
He put the ball in the box. When he first came as well, no one knew really who they were playing against. took full advantage.
Yeah, we tried to get Svensson and Johansson over for the Wrexham game, do something similar for the weekend, but they were both working, unfortunately. But they're things we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But it does take a lot of work and a lot of timing. Time has to be right for everybody. But yeah, you can see, and we and Kev were just speaking off air there, and it's the same for us, and the same for you, I guess. You know, when you're a player here, you come, you play, you do. It's not that you take it for granted; it's your job. Yeah. So it's just all standard stuff.
You don't appreciate it.
No, you're in the dressing room, you're getting yourself ready, you play the game, you go home, you got family, and then when you come back, it is massively different. Yeah. You do start to go, actually, this place is bigger than you remember. You know, you look around the stadium, you go to the training ground, and I've said this before, they have the best facilities now of any Charlton Athletic player ever lived at that training ground right now. You know, and Bart's first thing was, well, we didn't play on pitches like this. You know, and we didn't. You know, and people think that it was Premier League, so therefore everything was absolutely pristine. It wasn't. You know, so you have to kind of take stock of where you're at as a player and appreciate what you've got. And every week should be an absolute blessing in terms of putting on a shirt and playing football. You tend to forget it though.
Yeah, and I don't think not just us, but any club should ever be scared or not be thinking about the history and the good times as well, because that's exactly where we should aim to be eventually. Okay, now one legend who wasn't there, unfortunately, was Chrissy Powell, but he was the feature of a club TikTok video on Charlton's iconic tunnel jump. Let's take a look.
It's also something that I tend to do at home games and away games, only when we win. The fans are part of the team, you know, and we feel the fans are with us and they're always supporting us. So, you know, let's all enjoy it when we have the good times.
Who's going to come out next?
An ice pack on that.
Keith Peacock. He'll come out next. Where's Keith?
He's too busy doing the dips, Keith, probably. But Liz, you remember the Powley jump? Tunnel jump?
Yeah, I was probably doing a warm down on the pitch at the time.
Or
running, yeah. Doing the run for not getting enough minute times. But yeah, Pally, we talk about Fishy and we talk about Barts, but when you add Pally on top of that, and it becomes a real family.
He owes us one, didn't he?
What's that? Yeah, and I don't really want to say too much. He didn't turn up to the event, which is not gone down too well with me, Stephen. But look, we love Pally and we know. Anytime he can be there, he would be there, and those celebrations that he speaks about, it was him connecting with the fan after a game and almost appreciating the support they gave us, and it's really nice to see they've continued it. We'd like to see a little bit more, but it's a great tradition in this club that obviously created by Paddy.
Okay, in what is a busy month, we were delighted to welcome our partners from Jamaica, the Mount Pleasant Academy, to Charlton.
So the week that Mount Pleasant were here on tour started on Monday. They landed at Gatwick Airport around 9 o'clock in the morning. They came and trained at the training grounds. On Tuesday it was quite an event. We had them playing at the Valley versus our under-16s.
Well, it was a terrific match and a great occasion. It's the coming together of these two teams after a year of work from Peter, myself and our respective teams at Charlton and Mount Pleasant. So to see the partnership come together on the pitch in this way, on a lovely, drizzly London night, certainly the Mount Pleasant players did themselves proud. And I'm sure as the week goes on, they'll get more and more used to these conditions.
I'm Courtney Headlam. I'm a coach at the academy, Mount Pleasant Academy. This is the first time that this group has played outside of the country together, and to experience a different climatic condition. It has been good for them. The experience is tremendous. Playing in a stadium, it's a 27,000 seater, fully enclosed like that, football specific. That was another fantastic experience, We have trained here, I think Monday, when we just got here on the first day. It was a little bit rainy, a little bit wet, a little bit colder as well than today. Today we are seeing the sun for probably the first time since we are here in England, but very good. Excellent facilities. The partnership between Mount Pleasant and Charlton, it has been fantastic, and part of it bearing fruit is to see our kids also coming here. This is also a part of it. And we saw them in the summer, really good team, under 21 teams, and it was good. really good.
We saw them briefly in the summer when we went over to Jamaica, obviously in pre-season. We saw that some of the younger age groups that were training, they did have some quality, but it wasn't something that we really had a lens on because we was there to work for pre-season and obviously play against their first team. So having them come over here was a little bit of an unknown entity. But what was really enjoyable to see was that there was some real quality in some areas of the pitch. One of the kids that's come over who, within our training sessions, was able to consistently keep up with what we was doing. He was able to take on the information that we was asking of him and showed quite a high potential for his age at being only 14 and being able to come over and physically keep up with us, but also show good footballing elements. It bodes well for what the partnership between the two entities can offer.
My name is Cohen Jump and I play central defensive midfield. It has been a good week so far in England. Coming with the partnership with Charlton, we're here to play some game. We had a game on Tuesday against Charlton, which was good, and another one yesterday, which we won. So it was good. Super excited. Full stadium. It's good experience for we. Back in Jamaica, it's not this noisy during games, so it's a good experience for sure.
And you had a chance to play on this pitch earlier in the week as well. How was that?
Dream come true, and maybe more members to come to play for Charlton at Beaver. So the first one, and many more to come.
At least, I mean, what an experience for those youngsters, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I spent the last 2 minutes translating to Brownie what's been said and what is and how they felt. But yeah, listen, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you don't get these sort of experiences, and I'm sure these are stuff that will live with them for the rest of their life. The way some of them live in Jamaica is really hard, and to come over and experience it, and obviously it gives them the inspiration if they work hard that they can see what's out there and what they can do. So yeah, it's a great experience, and I'm sure they enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Curbs, great to hear that some of them are impressed as well, and training with our under-18s and under-21s.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the main aims. If there was any talent there, surely,
yeah.
You know, and I'm sure that the coaches had a good look. And it looked like they played out here, had a game out here, so not many people can say that.
The hallowed turf that is the Valley, for sure. Another great initiative. Okay, another good news this month. Zach Mitchell signed a new long-term contract with the club.
I've been at Charlton for quite a long time now, since 7. I had a lot of family that are Charlton supporters as well.
Charlton's pretty much what I've known most of my life. Been here for most of my career, so incredibly grateful for the time that I've spent here and all the opportunities I've had. Yeah, I'll continue trying to develop and fight for a place in the first team.
Zach Brownie, someone that we've got high hopes for?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, he played at Cambridge in the cup game and really looked like a decent player. Looked like he could pop into midfield, pop back into centre half for you. So one of those players that might be able to cover multiple positions for you. The problem with Zach is, I'm glad we signed him on a long-term deal so that we can actually, we haven't got to rush if someone comes in and pinches him away. But it's how many minutes he's going to get. It's a really important stage of his career, I think, for me, where if he's not going to break into our first team, we have to get him loaned out to the right club. And he has to start playing men's football on a regular basis.
It's a big jump, isn't it, from academy to first team football? So if you're stuck in there till you're 23, you're almost losing a couple of years there, aren't you, of development?
That's right, what Brandy's saying there, that, Nathan has got to win games. It's the bottom line, isn't it? And I don't think he's under pressure to bring the youngsters through or do something. Although he has been playing one or two of them, invariably he's got to go with experience. He's got to get out of this league, and so it might stifle him at the moment. And you're right, get him out on loan if that's the case, but somewhere where you can watch him. Hopefully he can still live at home, so he hasn't got to do all the travelling. But somewhere where they're going to appreciate him and give him an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Zach, with that long-term contract. That brings about the end to this month's show. Now, we said at the top where there's about 12 of us going to be playing golf on Thursday, and Wayne Mumford and his wife had made these AI kind of us as warriors going into this competition. Brownie was the only one that wasn't happy because even though he looked mean, you should have seen the photo he gave them as well. It was a terrible photo.
Oh,
Brownie,
you're not putting that up.
I'm not
That's
putting that up.
private.
I'm not putting that up. It's private. But and I'm not even putting. Well, I will put this up if we can get a little bit closer of this. But this is now. You've got the dragon. Wayne's just come through now. So if we can see this at all.
I wanted 3 lines.
Look at that.
Nice,
That is
Scotty.
Stevie Brown.
Stevie Brownie.
Stevie Brownie with a dragon
He
behind
moulds
him.
enough. He gets his way all the time.
I know.
Jesus, man. Like,
There's only one person in my life I've not got my own way with.
How is Mandy, by the way?
She was on my case today. I was not her favourite person today.
Actually, I saw her Saturday. She was sitting in the director's box Saturday. She looked so happy because she wanted to sit with him.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. By the way, Curves was the other person that Brad was talking about there. Okay, lads, been great fun as ever. There'll be live coverage of the Bristol Street Motors game against Chelsea under-21s from 7. That's tomorrow. That's Tuesday evening. You'll be here for that, Brownie?
I'm here,
possibly.
yeah. And if I can squeeze into the media seating at Southend, I'll be there as well.
You'll be there as well. So there'll be live audio commentary of the FA Cup tie with Southend. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you can, remember, make it here on Sunday for the game against Southampton for the Charlton women's side. I know that Karen Hills will appreciate that a lot. So will the whole of the team. We'll be back next month. And in the meantime, let's hope we stay unbeaten, both men's and women's, for the month of November. Take care. Bye for now.